is your advice, like the normal person that's going by with their everyday life, on how to work with AI and to kind of like calm down some of their concerns about AI replacing their jobs?
Well, I mean, I think that this has always been a concern with any of these products, that
Yeah,
whenever you build a product that makes a job more efficient, there's somebody
yeah,
who has to go because they're not
yeah,
efficient. And I think that I think that the job nature of jobs are going to change where you have to start integrating AI into your workflows in such a way
yeah,
that you're more efficient.
yeah.
You can integrate it in, but it can make you less efficient because it gives you all sorts of wrong answers and you spend all your
Right.
days checking them.
Yeah,
You're going to have to figure out how to integrate AI into your processes, into your
yeah,
workflow, so you become more efficient and more effective. And that's what you have to do.
yeah,
And I think it's true at the educational level in
yeah,
particular, in particular that uh, this is a big challenge because even the universities don't know how to teach.
yeah,
You're like, what should we be teaching? Because the kids are using AI for everything, and
yeah.
you're like, are you really, you have to be very careful that if you're using AI, that you're not turning your brain off.
Right.
Because what happens is that the more you use AI, you sort of think it's doing something for you, and
Yep.
it turns out that it's just basically keeping you from thinking deeply about what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
And it has that sort of weird effect that it makes you, in a sense, it's like using a calculator for
Yeah.
everything. You get kind of dumber, right? So you got to be
Right. Right.
careful that you don't get dumber when you're using it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's a very um, you know, it's a kind of thing where you have to use it to enhance your abilities, not
Yeah.
use it to replace your abilities. Think of
Yeah.
it like that. That
Yeah.
that that's the biggest the biggest thing. And don't get lazy, right?
Yeah.
Use it, integrate it, but don't be lazy about doing it.
Yeah. One of the very fascinating things that I found about your background was sort of that you worked with Larry Page and sort of advised him. You kind of mentioned that a little bit.
Well,
I think
I worked
that
with the family office. I worked with his
family
family
office. Yeah.
office, so, right?
Yeah.
So I worked with the family.
Yeah. So what does that process look like? How do you get to that level? What are the sort of conversations you're having? Because that's so fascinating, right? Like the company in the world at a certain point, Google, right? Or amongst the biggest
Well, I mean,
companies
I mean,
you're having at that level.
I'm a scientist, right? I
Yeah.
was a very, I mean, as I said, two of my group mates have Nobel Prizes.
Yeah.
I was a top scientist in my youth, so I just know them, and they asked me to. I just know them personally, and they asked me to
Yeah.
help them on the project they were working on. I just started doing that. So that's that. I mean, that's like with any kind of thing. If you know people and they know you're
Yeah.
good at something, they'll ask you to help them. And I helped them out for a while. I'm not doing that right now, but I mean, they
Yeah.
were working on these problems. They have some investments that they're doing, and they just need, he needed someone who had a particular experience in nuclear physics and quantum computing and some of these things. And
Yeah.
a lot of it came up during the pandemic because they wanted to make some help with during the pandemic
Yeah.
with some, just trying to find some way to move the needle because obviously the whole world was shut down. Of course, I have a background
Yeah.
in some of the stuff. So I was helping them during the pandemic in a philanthropic way, and
Yeah.
then help with some of their investments, just reviewing it. But it's just a personal thing, right? You know someone, and it's just like someone asking you to help. Can you help me move?
Yeah.
I'm moving my apartment. I need you to help me. You're a strong guy. Can you help me lift some boxes? It's the
Yeah.
same thing, right?
Yeah.
You just happen to know them, and you have a particular skill set, and they ask you to help them with something. That's
Yeah.
not a. There's no sales there, right? It just turned out that they were
Organic.
working on something
Yeah.
that I happened to have known, and I knew someone who knew them, and we had talked about. It. Oh yeah, I actually know quite about that. I do know quite a lot about nuclear fusion because I know the guys who invented the technology, and I worked on it back then. So we're working on some of this stuff. Or you know something about translational medicine? Yes, because I have a classmate who started a company in
Yeah.
translational medicine, doing AI for translational medicine. Oh, can you help us out? And that was the kind of conversation I did, knowing just general science and knowing people
Yeah.
doing science. That's what's going on there. So there's no magic there.
Yeah.
It's just, you're in any environment you're in, you're going to know someone who is
Right.
more successful than you, and it's generally a good idea to try to help them out if they need help. You
Right.
know, because everyone needs help with something.
Yeah. That's good.
And that's all.